All right, people. Welcome to the series finale of Road to 8-6. This is part 8, I think. I don't know, but this is the last one. So just to show I'm not cheating, garage doors closed, car still in here. Not much going on in here. I just put some air in the front tire so I can roll this baby out. Still got the thing on the battery tender. So the battery's nice and full. Got a couple things to do here real quick, which I'm probably just going to run through off camera. One of the things is that Rob pointed out that we did discuss having my coil packs facing the other way, which required the harness for the coil packs running a different direction. So I'm going to go and switch that out real quick. So, I'm going to have to put up my shade and all that good stuff, roll the car out halfway. And then I'll show you what else kind of needs to be done once I get the car out. And then I'm going to try to start it. Really, it's a victory for me if I can get the starter to turn over. That's my major concern right now. I'm thinking I either have a bad starter, not enough grounding, I'm not sure, or that the 12 volt for switching for the start position is maybe not secure enough. Like the wire that I ran, I really just placed it when I tried to turn the car over and it didn't start. So no cheating. This is what it's going to look like. Pass or fail, whatever. If I pass, great. We get a grade A on the engine turning on. Awesome. If I fail, then the next time I have a weekend to work on it, I'll get some more. I'll get some more time and be able to do more work. But I really have a really tight window with work and life responsibilities. So I'm just gonna do what I can. So let's do it. All right. So I have the coil packs facing the correct way for my setup. I'll have to adjust the wiring eventually, but I got some grounds on there. Everything's in the right direction for me. Yeah, grounds are back on, and just let me show you what else I have going on. So the ECU is down here. There goes the link. There goes the fuse box. There goes the fuel tech that's connected by CAN. There goes my Innovate wideband controller. That's how I have everything set up right now. It's just honestly a mess. But what's important is that I have all the cables needed. So this right here, I believe, is the culprit to a lot of my issues. This is the ignition start 12 volt signal. So I'm able to turn the car on, power up all this stuff. But my main issue is that when I go to crank and I put it to start, I'm not able to actually get it to do anything. So I figured out that I had the cable in the wrong position. It was wrapped around this right here. And I just pushed that in there to see if I can get some contact. So I'm gonna take this wire out and I'm gonna see if I can run 12 volts through it while the car is on. See if I can start it that way. But before I do that, I'm going to put some tape around this wire because I don't like that exposed. This is actually just 12 volt switch to on. Doesn't really do much for me in this situation. I may take this wire that is switching and splice into it, or cut one here, add it to one of those tabs on the bus bar, and then run another wire to it, and then daisy chain off of it. I really don't know, but for now I'm just gonna do some testing. So let's see where we can get. All right, so I got this wire here. I got a probe tester. Got that grounded over there. Hopefully that's a good ground. I'm gonna see if the starter motor cranks. So yeah, let me set this camera up somewhere. Let's do it. All right. Okay, just getting a click from the relay. Let's see if I need to have the key on. It should technically be key on. Let's see, try it again. Yeah, starter's not engaging. Well, maybe that's it. I might try a few other ideas before I call it quits. All right, I'm gonna try one last time with the key. Make sure to check all of my, excuse the mess, it's always a mess. Made sure to check out the grounds to make sure everything was grounding. The probe said it was good. But who really knows? See, getting power to the chassis, but I'm gonna try to turn this. Yeah, see, fuel tech's powering on. The relay's going off, but not the starter. So I guess that's that. Well, that's all she wrote. Really disappointed the car couldn't crank over. It's really nobody's fault. I mean, at the end of the day, I should have bench tested the starter. The starter is kind of like the weak point of the 1UZ, or maybe it's just a huge pain in the ass, because if it goes bad, you gotta like take everything apart, kind of like I mentioned a few videos back. But you know, whatever, it is what it is. I ran out of time in plenty of places where, you know, I thought I would have more time, but you know, life happens, family matters come into play, you know, and I pushed myself as much as I could to kind of get things done. And when I wasn't able to like physically do stuff in the garage or on the car, and it's like super late at night, or I'm away for work, you know, I'm researching, trying to understand my car better. And I think that's something I hope to drive home with these videos is, you know, get a good grasp of what you're doing on your project car. Even if you're building half of it or you're not building any of it, it's really good to understand the systems of how a car works. I think the electrical stuff has always been like a weak point of mine, mostly because I'm just scared of burning out 40-year-old wiring. So yeah, this has been a challenge, but it's also been an experience, and I learned a lot. And I'm going to continue to learn, because I need to figure out what's going on, whether it is indeed the starter, or I need to maybe figure something out on the wiring end. But you know, I've gotten support from Rob at my wire shop. He's hit me up and tried to like walk me through a few things, which has been really helpful. I'm basically going through every avenue I can to get advice, to get knowledge, a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of just like standard common sense kind of stuff to kind of figure things out. So I feel like I've elevated my brain, but this thing still doesn't start. You know, and I really wanted to get it done, not just like for myself, but for like all the other people watching. You know, kind of putting that pressure on myself helped me spend 6, 7, 8 hour days halfway outside my garage melting. Like, I've only been out here for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I am dehydrated. So yeah, it's not the end. I'm not going to continue this series. I'm just going to get on to the next round of videos, and when I get it started, you guys will know. And I'll try to like focus on some other things on the side to get some other content. I'm pretty much mostly here. Let me show you what I have so you guys can see. Like, I'm pretty sure for a fact all of this stuff is good. I just need to make it look nice, tuck it in, make it safe, make sure that I'm not interfering with any wires with my feet, obviously. So all of these yellow wires need to get wrapped up. All of that needs to get wrapped up. I need to get somewhere nice to mount my ECUs and all that. I still do want to get the car started before anything. So you notice I'm sitting on a piece of cardboard, not my seat. My seat's in my office. I needed some space to do some welding. I got all this mess back here. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do interior wise. I'm thinking of just kind of keeping it like that. You know, maybe using that cup holder, or actually getting the center, right? Having the JSP Fab cup holder for my drinks, and then that other cup holder, I can't remember the dude, but when I get it, I will shout him out. But one that goes in a coin tray, which is really awesome, and I can just use that for my speaker, because I'm not planning on running an actual radio in here. So yeah, this is the mess I got to deal with next. Like I said, yeah, disappointed, but it is what it is. Not gonna go down without a fight, and I'll just keep pushing and get this thing started. So I want to give myself a pat on the back, because you know, I'm the one here working on it by myself for the most part, other than my buddy Austin, who's been a great help, helping fabricate some things last minute, and you know, bearing with the heat with me. So yeah, see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. If you got any ideas or things I should look into before I go and rip out that starter, let me know. Peace.